I used to think I was a magnet for toxic people. Then I realized that I was just leading with my wounds. If you start every relationship by sharing your war stories, don't be surprised when you're attracting people who are still at war. Today we're talking about why you keep fast-tracking intimacy and why that feeling of boredom in healthy environments is actually just your nervous system finally feeling safe. I recently moved to a new city, and for the first time in my life, I have the ick for the way that I used to make friends. It's embarrassing, but I used to think that oversharing was vulnerability. I thought being a cheerleader for someone else's mess was an honorable personality trait, but it wasn't. It was an energy leak. When you have a history of living in survival mode like me, you don't just meet people. You audition for the role of their caretaker. You start overfunctioning before you even know their last name. You're the one managing the vibe, asking all the questions, and making sure they feel safe while you're simultaneously trauma dumping. You think you're being the kind one, but you're actually signaling a one-sided dynamic. Leading with your war stories is a green light for energy vampires, but the overfunctioning is the invitation to stay. You're showing them from the jump that you're willing to do 100% of the emotional labor while they just sit there. The truth is, you're not attracting these people because you're too good. You're attracting them because you're leading with your ability to disappear for their benefit. You're showing them that you'll fix their mess before they've even admitted that they have one. Here's the truth about becoming healthy and secure. The places and people you once loved will start to give you the ick. I used to love the bars. Staying out really late, getting high or drunk, and feeling I was finally letting loose. I thought that that was me being authentic, but it wasn't. It was just numbing. Before, my nervous system felt more at home with intensity and discomfort because that was my baseline. Now that I'm regulated, I can finally sense the signals that I used to ignore. That loud bar isn't a party anymore. It's a sensory tax. That person bonding through gossip isn't a friend. They're a drainer. And you aren't alienated. You're just finally attuned to what you actually need. I started looking at my life through the lens of energy accounting. I traded the bars for what I see as energizers, places that allow me to do parallel play. This means being near people and learning who they are through their consistency and actions, not just their war stories. It's low pressure, it's sober, and it allows you to vet the energy in the room while you're in your own skin. You stop being a reservoir for other people's trauma and you become a powerhouse for your own life. So how do you actually stop the leak? First, stop the war story intros. Challenge yourself to go to one new hangout without mentioning your past. Lead with what fulfills you now. Second, audit the environment. If a place requires you to be altered to enjoy it, if you need to be drunk or high to handle a room, it's a numbing agent, not a form of connection. Third, seek out regulated spaces. Find environments you enjoy where the focus is on building a skill or having an experience, not a shared wound. Think weekly group sports, art class, game nights, hiking, or book clubs. These are spaces where the work you do is regulating the room. You learn so much more about a person's character by watching them learn a skill or how they participate in a group than you do by hearing about their old story. The fourth thing is to focus on the slow reveal. Real intimacy is earned by feeling comfortable around someone over time. Let people earn your story through safety and consistency, not a shared Friday night. The healthy people are not at the bar trauma bonding. They're busy building lives they don't have to explain to the internet. Stop pouring into people who only know how to take and start flooding all that energy back into yourself. The world is so much bigger than the rooms you've been sitting in. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.